The best games have the best starts. Think about all your favorite video games and the initial impression they left on you. The kind of bang that gets lodged in your mind and lets you know this is about to be an incredible adventure. Now notice how they all pale in comparison to this. This is what we call an all-timer. We begin in Poe's dream. Legend tells of a legendary warrior whose face resembles a dog warding off the mailman. He traveled the land destroying all the pottery, but not the floating ones, because a bunny said those were collectibles, and he's a great listener. This is Kung Fu Panda for the Wii, and it's certainly a game of all time. My favorite feature is the way Poe's dad's head is so bouncy. It's a little bit of a button masher when it comes to showing your Kung Fu awesomeness, but when the buttons you're working with on the controller are B and waggle, you take what you can get, and as previously established, that's pots. With this barrel, I pierced the guy. That's pots. This level is a tutorial that teaches you how to move. You can balance on poles, turn into a ball, come face to face with a boar and send him flying into a wall.
I see you like to chew. Perhaps you like to chew on my fist.
That ain't your fist, stupid! And neither is the stick I found, if we're keeping track. I genuinely love this game. It's unholy nostalgic for me, and I know it is, because somehow I never noticed the way the music completely cuts out mid-fight going into this QTE, which I'm just gonna let play out. Like, words cannot describe the things this game makes me feel, but if I were to find one, I'd say cozy. If you asked me to find a second, I'd say concerned. Take out a pig wielding the sword of heroes, and Giga Tai Lung has managed to escape Final Destination. He uses the power of wolves to turn our new weapon into a broomstick, and Father Birdman tells us to help with the orders of
secret ingredient soup.
Yeah, that's me. We ignore him and go on to watch the Tournament of the Dragon Warrior.
Ha ha! Woo! Oh no! No, wait, stop, don't close the doors.
Poe has been barred from entry for being slow, and now we have to go watch through a window.
Tigress!
Poe has been barred from watching through a window, so now we have to find a different window.
Tigress!
Poe will come up with a different idea, and it involves a ballista. Rabbit friends are being attacked outside the building containing the Defenders of Peace, and if we save them, we get access to a gun. On the way, we can go on a legendary adventure where we simply must pick up 10 out of the 16 fireworks hidden around the temple. Well, if you insist, Dad! Cause property damage, roll down a hill, up the hill, enjoy flying over the hill, get concussed on the other side of the hill, and question the housing situation that led to houses being bashed infinitely with a giant metal mallet. Also, you might be sliced into 1,000 pieces and have to brave the jaws of death. Is this what heaven looks like? Great! I have enough rockets, and there are no more boars. I should get back to the red chair. This is the wrong red chair.
Alex, can we have the prize task, please?
Alex the lion from the Madagascar 2 game trailer in the extras menu. There's a Madagascar 2 game trailer in the extras menu. This was the most natural way I could think of including this information. I mean, shashabooey! It's time for a genius idea. Oh, what a smile on him! But after a display of strength from the first of the Furious 5.
I am Tiger, master of the Tiger Sky. I am ready to fight.
This is the best frame in the game! The Juggernaut swings its axes, and you need to stay out of the way till its weak spot appears? But what am I looking for exactly? It could be anything! Begin the ascent and descend on its skull until it falls. You, the victor. The background PNG celebrates as Poe flies to the stars. The Dragon Warrior is among us. I bet it's this bunny. He scares me. The mildly miffed of 5 assemble, awaiting a decision, and it comes crashing down. There were no survivors. Monkey, it's rude to stare.
Master, are you pointing at me?
Him.
Who?
You. The universe has brought us the Dragon Warrior.
Me? Okay, but actually, whose rabbit is this? Poe's first day on the job was a simple one, training against menacing combat dummies and mastering new techniques like the Panda Quake. I have literally nothing to add about this level. You beat time trials set by Tigress, Monkey, and Viper, and you do it with a smile. Oh god! The boss of the area is Big Dummy. He's Big Dummy. Thick. When I reached the end of the stage, I thought I experienced a glitch where Tigress was completely frozen besides her eyes. I'm genuinely unsure whether she's meant to maintain this pose, but that took away from the actual glitch that occurred. Monkey's gone. We lost him. Oh no. What do I tell his parents? Oh, I don't know if they can help with that.
Tai Lung is free! He escaped from Shogun prison. He's coming here to get the Dragon Scroll.
Oh lord, if only Monkey were here! We get left behind because we're useless, but that leaves us with a very important mission. Don't let the thieves take the palace treasure. You fail if the thieves steal all 9. If they take 8 of them though, that's perfectly fine. No one actually wants the sacred saucepan. They can have it! This is, of course, a wave-based tower defense mission, which you probably expected considering the scene in the movie where this didn't happen in the movie, did it? Why is there a wave-based tower defense mission in Kung Fu Panda for the Wii? Will someone please tell me? I don't understand. Malodorous mud bathers, porky-eyed pillagers, thieving oinkers, put that down! Thank you. And then Poe's previous dream becomes a current nightmare. Yeah, I'm sorry, can you speak up a bit? The Black Hoof Boar Man will go down to a few strong kicks, but we can also use one of the perks we bought. This game also has buyable perks. The sooner you accept that, the happier you're going to be. Where you can shield with Z on the nunchuck and press the minus button when hit to launch our enemies with our belly. This is probably the strongest attack in the game, so get used to your thumb bending like that, please and thanks. Shifu then returns, praises us for a job well done, but informs us that the Croc Gang has invaded there. The Croc Gang has invaded Lotus Lake, which we all remember from the scene in the movie where, okay, Poe doesn't really fight many battles in the movie, so we needed to add levels to the game. We're sorry.
Whoa! Me and Master Crane? Oh, woohoo! Oh, it'll be fun. Let me get my stuff. Me and Crane are going on a mission. Woo!
And then everyone stood up. The end. Lake of Tears. The crocodiles are stealing eggs and Mama wants them brought home. Personally, I can't relate because Jesus Christ, they're scary. Put them in a catapult and send them away. The reptiles really don't do anything to us, but they're bullying the tortoise adults. Save them and they help us out by turning into trampolines. Ah yes, the famous ability of the... Well, I stand corrected now, don't I?
Very good, Egg Master.
I'm sorry. Just 1 second. You have found enough eggs to satisfy Mama Tortoise. 8 out of 10. If 2 of them die, that's natural selection at that point.
Every child was a bundle of joy up until the 9th one, where we realized we might have gone too far. So honestly, this invasion was quite welcome.
What the hell? What sort of parenting technique is this? The kind of technique I might use, justifying why I should never be a father. Now, you know who I am. I'm the panda who found 10 out of 16 fireworks. I'm the panda who's going to be the dragon warrior. I'm the panda who, despite her satisfaction, saved all 10 hatchlings. Say my name.
Egg Master Poe.
You're goddamn right. Wait, no you're not! One baby remains. The queen has Mama's grandchild and, well, not much we can do about that. I know this because I'm standing next to them. Cutscene triggers are a myth and I don't believe in them. Wander around until we find it. The infant claps for us because he's so proud of what we've accomplished, and this immediately has negative consequences as Sleeping Beauty wakes from her slumber. We jump into the sergeant's mouth and Crane catches us, and you know what that means. All together now, it's time for the on-rails escape sequence! You use just the nunchuck's motion controls to steer Crane away from certain doom. I love Kung Fu. Fly over a waterfall. Sergeant is slaughtered till he's dead, which the baby loves, and we have completed our goal.
And with a baby hatchling.
This is your grandchild! Wuyang Temple.
Looks peaceful enough.
Great Gorilla and his minions.
Oh, not Great Gorilla and his minions! Anyone but Great Gorilla and his minions! Who's Great Gorilla anyway? And why does he have minions? Something I haven't mentioned yet. Throughout the game at this point, there's been a type of collectible called rare coins. These unlock various extra stuff I don't think I've ever looked at, but regardless, I go out of my way to collect them. They're there, you understand, right? Anyway, here's the ancient relics of the original Kung Fu forms. Now, you may notice that they look a little similar, but there's a big difference between them if you really pay attention. The coins, when you collect them, display a pop-up telling you got a rare coin, so you can give yourself a pat on the back, which I did every time. The relics, on the other hand, play a minute-long jingle that's louder than everything else in the game, so you know how important they are, and I'm not exaggerating about the minute thing, so we're just gonna keep the jingle playing in the corner up here so we can continue with the level. Okay, thanks. Enemies infinitely climb up the mountain unless you destroy the large target-shaped targets that send them plummeting to their doom. Honestly, doing it this way was such a risky approach that they kind of deserved what came to them. We could also now use the minus button to throw an explosive trap ball at rock formations. Surely there was a simpler choice of words to use here, but I'm not one to judge. Look at me! I've definitely shit my pants, which is, of course, punishable by rock formation. I've also bought the perk that lets me roll into the fun ball. Optimal movement, obscene damage, and I think that's the end of the jingle coming up right now. 6 more relics to go. The way forward is decimated by a large rock formation, so while Po finds his way around, which he definitely will do, but not while you're looking, he's very shy, we get to play as Master Shifu. He's a very dynamic character where you press the B button and the gorilla is getting away. After him, Po. What are you doing down there, Po? When I'm about to fight my arch enemy, this is the face I'd make too. There's more than one way to beat an ape. You can punch him or throw explosive trap balls. Whichever way you choose, take him down and prepare to traverse treacherous waters with the single best cutscene in any video game I've ever played.
Master Shifu, how much further is it to the palace?
One step closer than the last time you asked.
Hey, what's this?
Trouble.
It's just an old bridge. I don't see anything.
Because you are not looking. If you were, you would have seen the goose.
What goose?
As you can see, this is when gaming peaked, and it's been a steady decline since then. I think this level is the perfect opportunity to point out every time Po jumps he yells whoa. It's because he cares. Help me! A crocodile gets airdropped as we're assigned the mission to find and save the prisoners. They could be anywhere. There really isn't much to say about this one either. It's just lily pad platforming and a boss fight against the boat you're standing in, which despite shaking violently, don't worry, I won. Oh no. Shifu decides to go meet up with the 5 and goes at speeds you can't quite envision by activating his teleport technique and turning into a goose. He's very photogenic. Wudang rescue. Tai Lung shows his absolutely devastating might, leading into the single most iconic moment of this adventure. The Mantis QTE. This is the longest sequence of follow the instructions the game has offered, involving screaming! And a very loud buzzer if you mess up. I cannot stress enough that when I was a child, it took me like an hour to do this, and as such, I'm now scared of buzzers, and it's funny though, because like, considering what happens afterwards, I don't think it mattered. Sound design is hard and I will not partake in it. This is a full Shifu level who's much faster than Po. His sound effects are more violent. He has a homing attack. These are useful for fighting such enemies as Floating Gorilla, who's like regular gorilla, but we don't know how to get him down. You can bounce on clouds. I said can, didn't say would. Yeah, this level was a bit of a clown fiesta for me. Lots of jank like a gorilla physically shoving me off of a cliff. You have to save the 5 from cages with some of the stupidest dialogue the game has given us yet, but Tigress is a little different.
I said back off!
Defend Tigress.
How'd that happen? And then the end of the level is 140 seconds of the same gorilla enemies who you then kick in the face, pose, finish. I think we should just be all happy that we're here today. Howling Moon. This one is bound to be a lot better, we're sure. Po swings on trees as an eagle yells at you every couple of seconds. No, it's still better. There's another Save the Villager quest where they reuse the voice line from Treacherous Waters, which you can tell because they didn't cut out the
Then meet me near the river.
who, as we know at this point, is now stuck in this pose for all eternity. I genuinely really like the aesthetic of this level, and the bosses are the Wu sisters, who you get to take out in a very interesting and cool way. You just pinball yourself around the arena until you get a strike. Yeah, I don't know how to talk to women either. Clearly, Po is lost and needs some guidance to get home as he's now wandered into the middle of the desert, which we all remember from that scene in the movie where the ghost of Master Oogway comes to help him retrieve the giant cookies from the ruins. Master Oogway died off screen. Also, this is Tai Lung's training grounds. Thank you, text box. Oogway isn't taking his death well, considering he leaves the voiceover booth midway, off screen as well, might I add, and gets Po to dub his lines in post.
Hey, there are more torches over there.
Instead of the cinematic fated meeting of Shifu's disciples at the end of the film, they actually meet for the first time here, where Tai Lung gently pushes us into a hole, as opposed to, like, killing us. All the while, the best music track in the game is playing, which is like no music whatsoever, but some wind I found. And of course, the level ends with Po finding a training dummy performing the Wuxi finger hold, because we didn't have a scene earlier establishing what it was with Shifu. This stage is making me angry. I should not be heated about Kung Fu Panda for Nintendo Wii, but we live in a wild timeline. I shouldn't care. And yet here we are. There's nothing significant that happens in Secret of the Sands besides them going, oh, we forgot to put plot points in that are relevant for the end. And in doing so, butchered others that, let me tell you what, this is the only reason why this game isn't a perfect 10 out of 10. The only one.
Now Master Shifu would face Tai Lung completely alone. Whoa.
The palace begins the end. Tai Lung shut the doors behind him so there isn't a draft as the conflict between master and students army of wolves begins.
Stop Tai Lung's wolves. Oh no, wolves have broken through the back walls. Wolves are coming from the ceiling.
There are wolves inside the wolves.
Wolf slashers. Oh, they could come from anywhere.
Orange tiles are orange scented. They will make you smell delicious.
The treasures are safe. But where is Tai Lung?
The building is being torn down as Tai Lung searches frantically for the source of ultimate power, the Dragon Scroll, which of course Po took off screen because showing that would be difficult. They needed the animation time to build the pile of rubble you need to ascend. The sound team were taken out back after the wind ordeal from the desert. We miss them dearly every day. It's weird because this fight is absolutely awful in context of the movie, but if you had no experience with it and just the video game, it's a contender for the best part of the game, I believe. Think about it. There's pros and cons. Pro, you get to throw giant pillars at Tai Lung that, while nothing else has sound effects, these certainly do. Con! They take dialogue from the movie and sprinkle them in at times where they have no impact. Tell me how proud you are, Shifu. I have a big rock! Pro! I could do the goofy Shifu walk towards the camera for as long as I want and no one will ever stop me. Con! A wolf pushed me off the map and I definitely screamed a little bit. Pro! I found a place to nest for the winter. Con! It ends like this.
I want my scroll for the last time. Where is it? Far away from me. The real Dragon Warrior has taken it. You see, it is not your destiny.
Welcome to the Warrior's Destiny. There's no secret ingredient. I could yap about how this scene has absolutely no weight considering what wasn't shown before, but you can probably imagine at this point. So instead, let's focus on how far the bird still talks with his hat, gets grabbed by a wolf in the 3 seconds we look away, and the entire thing is so incredibly desynced.
Hey, get your paws paws off my head.
Yeah, I see the resemblance.
The town's on fire. We put it out, fight a big ox, and then shoot fireworks at wolves who cry out in horror as they meet their maker. I can still hear their voices in my nightmares. Also, if you walk towards the noodle restaurant and earthquake occurs, if you say this is anything other than peak, you're wrong. Welcome to the Warrior's Destiny Part 2, the Squeakquel. And just like, prepare yourself for this one, because it starts very strong.
Oh yeah! Get ready to feel the thunder. Because the chosen one has crossed the river. Uh-huh, that's right.
I aspire to create something this magical. New character unlocked in the penultimate level, Monkey. He's a platforming king, able to home in on targets too. The only thing that stops his swing are invisible walls. Oh yeah, I should have known, really.
Oh, I'm right here.
This is how I tell people I've arrived at my destination too. I feel so validated. This act is loaded with iconic cutscenes that words will not do justice, and so I just have to let this one play as well. Art is beautiful. Take out another ox and all the clean water the village had remaining, and we're on to the final battle. Yeah. That's what I said.
Give me the scroll. The Dragon Warrior has taken the scroll. It's halfway across China by now.
Hey.
Remember?
Scared.
Words are thrown that makes it sound like these characters have never met before. That was my Marge impression. The showdown of legendary legends is about to start, and it begins with a tumble down the stairs. A one-on-one brawl where your best method of attack is guarding infinitely and just countering with your tummy. A stumble into the training grounds where wolves come in swinging and dreams become reality as the battle Poe imagined at the very start of the game happens right now this second. A full circle moment if I've ever seen one. Another full circle moment occurs shortly after as I use my pinball powers once again. The fact this is one of the best attacks is a decision I don't understand, but I do greatly appreciate. Another wolf swipes the scroll. We get it back, lose it immediately, take out more wolves, and Tai Lung is fuming, unsure as to why the scroll was blank, which Poe gladly tells him about, despite only finding out himself during the secret ingredient scene that we skip talking about. If this game isn't willing to tell you the details, why should I? Fuck you! Slow-mo arrows go! Wield mighty strength and technique, bowl him down, and despite being a significantly less skilled fighter, you never give up.
Huh. Wow. I almost felt that one.
The Wu-Shi finger hold.
You know this hold. Then you also know that the hardest thing about this hold is cleaning up afterwards.
Shifu didn't teach you that hold.
You're right. I figured it out myself.
At his training grounds!
Skadoosh!
At last! The prophecy has been fulfilled!
The village celebrates, the evil defeated. They congratulate us! And we get scrolling text on static images. No audio though. We ran out of that. That's the game. Play the Kung Fu Panda for Nintendo Wii credit song, please. This is Kung Fu Panda Core, if I've ever heard it. That was a road less traveled if I've ever walked one. Is this game good? Survey says by all definitions, No, clearly it isn't, but that's if we're speaking objectively. Speaking objectively is boring and not my thing. Very early on, I said I love this game, and I didn't mean that with any level of irony. I adore this experience, which is why it's one of the video games I've played through the most in my life. I've been doing videos on the internet for almost 15 years now, and every iteration of my stuff I've made, every stage of my life I've been in, Kung Fu Panda for the Wii is the only game I've wanted to do something for every time. That's really special, I think. Even considering the game is rough beyond belief with minimal regard to the source material, and that's why the smart way to play this game is to not do it. What? Do you think I could recommend this game in good faith? Yeah, you could be playing that new Donkey Kong Bonanza game, or, hear me out, you could defend Tigress.
Oh, I'm so bad at talking to women.
SoopLexi.
My favorite feature is the way Posehead's dad is... Posehead's dad. His head's got a dad and nothing else.
Lexi! How dare you?